I'm here at Gautam Ganglani on behalf of Best Talks, and I'm delighted to join Ashish Vidyarthi here. Welcome, Ashish.
Thank you, Gautam. Absolute pleasure to be in this conversation with you.
Thank you very much. It's actually delightful pleasure and honor to know you for the last 3 years. Many people know you for the Bollywood movies, but I really have been amazed at the kind of curated content that you have provided at all your various keynotes and masterclasses the last 3 years. Would love to know between Bollywood and where you are now as an inspirational, motivational speaker, thought leader. How was that transition, if I may ask?
So, Gautam, essentially, one of the things that I even speak about during my talks, each one of them, which is bespoke, is that each one of us is in a state of flow.
Right.
And when we are in a state of flow, there is no definitive, so is this it? So that is something which I discovered for myself also, that even as an actor, I started off doing theatre in Delhi, then moved to being a Hindi film actor, then started working in 11 languages. And now the last 6 years, apart from acting, I also engage in conversations with corporations, groups of people, and engage in creating workshops. So it's much like each one of us, that each one of us has many facets.
Yes.
And when we can explore those facets, our same day looks richer than it would if it's a unifaceted human being. And one of the things that has always fascinated me about life is to be a little greedy. And I love it when we can get more out of a day. Not get too serious about it, not get fixed, not get moribund by what they said about me, what I said I am. And that is what I bring to my talks. And therefore, when we speak and so even when people call me for a motivational session,
Yes.
It's not just that fix the date, fix the price and come. For me, two other steps happen when we start curating that conversation.
Right.
What happens for me is that people don't like generic conversation.
Yes.
Generic conversations are boring.
Right.
What's interesting is if we can weave a story into what they're hearing. And since I am an actor, I am aware that in terms of anything that we speak, if it isn't engaging, then people are going to drop off. And that is why I also bring this to my coaching when we do communication coaching and we do storytelling coaching. We allow people to weave stories out of their life, not figures, not do this and do that, but inviting people into that world. And so I guess, a storyteller. So I'm very happy to be with a co-storyteller because you make sure that many people speak their stories and so many people listen to stories.
Thank you, Ashish. No, I really resonated with what you've shared, and stories and authentic sharing of your personal life experiences brought into the corporate world make a big difference because you educate, engage, and inspire those audiences. How do you see the maximum impact coming from an event, post an event, back into the real business world and being engaged by your stories? How do the corporates sort of then take action on the learning? How do they make sure that happens so it's way beyond just the time with you? How does it get real-time results?
And so here is a thing which says that do we think that anything is permanent? So nothing is permanent, my friend.
Yes.
In fact, even the feeling of it's not possible, when people are complaining, they're not happy with where they are. Even that thing isn't propelled on its own. People ongoingly propel each other into a world of downward swirl, where people say, life is bad, life is sucking, that is bad, there's that. And each one of us gather and we share instances of how life is bad. So what we do when we, as speakers, come together and meet people, we create from their lives, from our lives, interesting instances. And we say, hey, listen, did you miss that out? What about that? What about that? And then slowly but very surely, people start finding the proof that inspires them. Because it is up to each one of us, Gautam. If we want to create proof that life is horrible, life is pathetic, we will find incredible proof of that.
Absolutely.
On the other hand, if we really wish to see life as a benevolent place, a universe as a rich place, then we will have ample proof for each one of us. And that's what we need to do. We need to actually amplify the impact that each one of us can have in life. And I'm very clear that happy people fulfilled people, they go out and create an impact rather than people who are upset and angry and irritated with life.
Yeah, I really agree with what you shared. My dad, who really inspires me a lot, he says, just surround yourself with the right people, have a good mindset, and you will attract the right opportunities because what you focus on grows, and really, very much relevant to
What do you want to nurture?
Absolutely. Some of our clients have always asked me, said, okay, well, you've known Ashish, who are his role models? Is there anyone in your life that you could say has been a role model for you in your career and your success path?
What they ask is absolutely right. Who are my role models?
Yes.
And there's plurality in it. In fact, I believe in a theory called the HARE theory. So HARE. And how it works is there is no one in this world whom I meet whom I am not impressed by, who is not a role model for me at that moment. Just to give you an example, just as we walked into this room for this interview, this gentleman who was shooting this, I came in and I saw that one camera was set up and I saw another camera wasn't set up. And I said, hey, listen, can I just drop in? And I saw the calmness with which he dealt with this question of mine. He said, sir, I'll take 5 minutes. He didn't say, abhi ho jayega. He didn't say, nah, do that. He just said, and he just allowed me to just wait that much long. I said, no problem, I'm right here.
Yes.
Okay. So the point here is that at this point, this gentleman whose name I don't know, much younger than me, all right, is my role model, that how calmly he dealt with a person's question, all right. Now, if we look at it for me ongoingly, I pick up attributes, single, 2, 3 attributes from people which inspire me. And there may be other things about that person that I don't like.
Yes.
But can we, like that hair, pick up that 1 or 2 things that we like in that person and take it on for ourselves? And therefore, it's a world of unending role models, okay? And at different times, you may be inspired by different people, and the best thing is, they don't even know that they're teaching you.
Fantastic. We learn from each and every person
Absolutely.
we interact, and learning is a lifetime journey.
Absolutely. And it's not even a good saying. It's like common sense, my friend. It's like you stepping out and somebody says, hey, take a left, the right side is dug up. You say, sure, thanks. Especially in India, you do that. You listen to people. If they say the road is dug up, you listen to them.
Great. Another question that we ask is, now the workforce is now out there. People talk millennials, Gen X, Gen Z, a lot of younger workforce coming in. The youth leaders that we have, the leaders of the future, any thoughts you have on their leadership styles compared to the leaders that we have, let's say, today?
So it's not about millennials or it's about the Gen X or the people who are outdated. The only thing is that are we relevant? And, it is as if that the millennials know exactly what's happening. It's not true. Each day we have to be aware of what's happening. So the way to look about is that how will it be if you can be responsive to time, if you can be a listening communicator. If we look at life as I've been there, done that, even if you're a millennial,
Yes.
then you're going to hit something, What is happening more and more, what people are realizing is that the past and all the things that we've achieved, there is no space of that in the future. It's a whole new ball game. It's a whole new paradigm. And it's not even a fixed paradigm. It's a very quick moving, continuously shifting paradigm. So in that, and that's where we, in our workshops, we bring in creativity. Because as an actor, as a theater actor, as a film actor, one is continuously redefining oneself. And that is something which I think people have to be really cognizant for. That if they are, rather than being prepared, if they are ready to ongoingly improvise, experiment, because in any case, each new day is a new day.
Yes.
We are experimenting, except that we do not acknowledge ourselves. And therefore we say, we have a fixed way. We don't have a fixed way. Each one of us has been experimenting each day of our lives. So I think that there is no reason for you to be petrified about the future,
Right.
because in any case, even 30 years back, we didn't see this future that we are living into right now. So all that we need to do is to not try to sleep our way through this, like, forget it, I know everything. It won't work.
Absolutely.
We have to be alert. We have to be listening, meeting people, listening to them, and be ready to ongoingly course correct and move ourselves.
Great.
So that, I think, is something which we can learn from the world of creativity, and that's the kind of workshop also that we do.
Great. You mentioned whether we talk about the present and even the future, the word comes to mind is technology. People are Some people embrace technology, some people are fearful of technology. What are your thoughts on technology and how it's impacting and how you see it's going to add value, in fact, as we move forward as leaders?
Each day it's adding value. Each day everything in this world is adding value. My thought is, if it's working for you, please use it. If it's not, don't use it. But don't complain while using it. People will use technology, then complain about it. The fact of the matter is that all these technologies, as I see it, keep my mind available for other things. I'll give you an example. I love to take photographs, and I'm the most disorganized person in the universe, all right? So thanks to Google, thanks to this amazing technology, which I believe is snooping on me, I don't care in any way, you know everything about me. But what it does for me, over these last, 14 years or something, all the photographs that I've taken everywhere, and you know that I take a lot of photographs and I travel, all of them are tabulated by day, by location, by faces, by people. And you know what? It brings a smile to my face when I gift. Recently, a child was 3 years old, and I gifted her parents a snapshot of the 3 years of her life. And I took a photograph of this child every 2 days, because we live in the same building. But imagine if technology can bring a smile to my face, why will I not accept it? We have to get there are certain aspects of technology which may not work for you. So that we have to clearly understand. Don't choose it. Choose to cut yourself off. But remember, as life moves, paradigms have shifted. All that thing about, that lock and all those things, nowadays those things have gone. People can hack you. Of course they can hack you. Earlier they used to break locks. So there were thieves always, there will continue to be thieves. You need to be careful. You needed to be careful then. You need to be careful now. But we cannot blame it on technology. What I love about technology, it has brought ease to my life. It allows my brain to do more interesting things than to keep things carefully. I just love about that. I don't need to keep things. I don't need to delete any emails. All my emails are there. I want to reach out to any email of yours. I'll say Gautam, and with the right selection, all your mails are there. What else do I need here? I don't know. Where did I keep it? I don't need that. So I think technology is a huge friend if you see it that way.
Great.
And I love it. I just love technology. And I love to learn about technology.
Fantastic. No, that's why I'm really happy to hear that from you. And I hope our listeners who have still some concerns, they realize that actually in technology is to be embraced and to be enjoyed.
And the best part is, if you don't embrace it, it'll hit you. So let's embrace it, my friends. Yeah.
We're here in Bombay at the L&D conference. Today, the presentation you delivered was something unique, something different. Could you share some insights in the value that you created today and the kind of value that can add to corporates here in India?
Yeah. So, Gautam, the conversation today, so one of the things that we discover in narrating anything is that each narration depends on who the audience is. So you cannot have one story and go and narrate it the same way to different people. The narrative itself depends on who the audience is, what are they looking for, what is their hunger for, where are they in life. Today's conversation was for leaders of, so my other conversation that you hosted in Dubai was for how many, 1,000 people? 1,500 people? 1,500, 12 to 1,500 people. It was a different high voltage thing.
The energy was phenomenal.
Yeah. So that is what was needed there. Today, there were 80 top CHROs of India and learning and development heads. And today, it was 30 minutes of complete pin drop, deep introspection. And that is what is available to us. So today's conversation was on future-ready learning. And what I wanted to communicate is that in any case, we have no idea of the future. All right? In any case, we don't have. How will it be if we can leave back, if we can leave behind all the tethers from the past that we keep holding with us and then say the future is different? Imagine walking the path of the flow and not debating that the tomorrow is going to be completely different from this present. So I call this talk, I call it The Present is Temporary. And when we can deal with the present as temporary, we don't hang on to things that we have collected till now, especially those experiences, because they just, they drag us down. They make us compare They make us say that, yeah, yesterday was better. It doesn't matter if yesterday was better or not. What we have is this today and the next tomorrow. And I know of a lot of people who have done amazingly well in their tomorrow than yesterday. So that is what I love to invite people into. That how will it be if we can continually reinvent ourselves and not do it as a chore, but as a privilege because we are alive.
Really inspiring. I'm looking forward to more such experiences with you and hoping we can connect with corporates who can really engage in that as well.
Groups of people, corporates, people want to make a difference in their life. This is one life, my friend.
Yes.
And in that one life, if we can alter some conversations about ourselves, about life, imagine what magic we can create.
On closing, people see you as a role model. People see you wear different hats. I mentioned Bollywood earlier. We've got the speaker space, the trainer, the coach. What I'd like to ask you is what are some habits that you have in your personal life that really keep you on top of your game when you need to be engaging your audiences? So are there some habits in the morning, some habits that you know, in your weekends, in your personal life that you would encourage others to consider? Really like to learn from you in that space.
Dream. I dream a lot, Gautam. A morning for me, I wake up very early. I wake up around 5 a.m. And it's a time that I don't strategize, I don't plan, I dream. I dream of things that bring a smile to my face, which are so foolish that I cannot tell anyone. They're so foolish. But that thing brings a smile to my face. And trust me, Gautam, the rest of the day, I try and look and find ways to fulfill that dream. And that is something which I would love to share. And this is part of an entire workshop that we have created, that how we can ongoingly dream, not stop dreaming. As you know, when we are growing up, people said, stop dreaming, get real. And so therefore we now end up living lives which others say is okay. And I really am a huge proponent that we can rekindle, we can re-enliven our lives if we continue to dream each morning and go about through the day finding ways to fulfill the dream, finding ways to make ourselves bigger than we were yesterday so as to fulfill the dreams. So living your day in service of your own dream.
Excellent. Some closing comments that you'd like to share with the listeners today? Anything that you'd like to share as we wrap up this?
My friends, I am each day really grateful for this opportunity called life. There was a huge time in my life where I've spent really unhappy with the things that are happening around me. And life went on and I was unhappy till I decided that one day that I will take life and rejoice it. I will celebrate the moment. I will not continuously evaluate whether this moment was better or worse than what it could have been. I really believe that each one of us has this opportunity to not just enliven ourselves, but enliven people in our lives, in the organizations that we are with. And I really feel that when we are ignited, not just we ignite ourselves, we ignite a plethora of people around us. And therefore, that entire area, it resonates with brilliance. So that's my message to you. Spread brightness and cheer. Thank you.
Fantastic. That was Ashish Vidyarthi, live on Best Talks, international author, global thought leader, and Bollywood actor. A real pleasure and honor. Thank you very much.
Shukriya, Gautam.
Shukriya. Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.